Alright, so my name's Anna, and this isn't my real accent, to be honest. It's not very convincing anyways, is it? Please don't pretend. Alright, so I'm just taking a bit of a walk in my backyard. Oh, that's disgusting. Anyways, I wanted to broach the subject of Covid-19, something all in the back of our minds. We can't seem to get it out. Why not do it with an accent? Oh, you haven't heard of it? Well, I would say to you, be careful. People might be auctioning you off on eBay soon. You're one of the last of your kind. Your net worth is steadily growing. The less you know, the better. Self-quarantining. And what I want to say about that is that this is an art form. There's people out there have been practicing this dark art for quite a long time. We can't just stumble across it like this and pretend that we know anything about it. We've got to respect the people that have been self-isolating since 1920. Take Ted for an example. Ted, you've been in your house for so many years and your family's always poking at you saying, Ted, go do something, why don't you? Go accomplish something. Well, you're looking pretty good right now, aren't you, Ted? People are coming to you for answers. I mean, it must be a good thing to sit around all this time, do nothing, be a complete bum, and find out it's the smartest thing you've ever done. Hats off to you, Ted. The milk in my fridge has a longer life expectancy than most people now. We don't really expect to live past this next week, or just getting in the car and driving to Winco. Or we're not going to go even inside and get that toilet paper we're craving. No, we're too afraid of getting something we didn't come for. We're just going to do a lap, go back home, get in our beds and call our mums. That's it for 2020. We had a good long stretch of peace. We can call it a good life and be done with it. But that milk is hanging on till April 23rd, 2020. It's brandished it too right across its front. Let me tell you something. That milk is braver than us. It believes in itself at least. I thought about the other day, you know, if I did get Covid-19, it wouldn't be nice. I don't think I would like it very much. But at least I could stand myself and to look myself in the mirror and say I'm either a survivor or I'm just someone who took a hit for humanity. So either way I've accomplished something, either way I can be proud of myself. But I got to thinking, if all I was doing was sitting in my room during quarantine and thinking back to that moment at that store when I was fighting somebody's grandma for toilet paper, and I looked down as I'm pulling it out of her hands and I saw her granddaughter looking up at me like this. And I thought to myself in that moment, Covid-19 hasn't done anything to this little girl, but I'll be in her nightmares for the next 2 weeks. Sure, she doesn't know anything about Covid-19, but I'm the most horrible thing she's ever seen. If I was just sitting in my room during quarantine and thinking back to that moment, well, I wouldn't be very happy with myself is what I'm saying. Tell you something now about the news. The news is something we all experience, and then we hide it deep down where we can never find it again. But it comes back to us, oh yes, on lonely nights. At 3 a.m, we're sitting in our bed and we woke up a little bit, we're not sure why. We're a bit chilly, so we go to get a blanket. We come back, we close that window we don't remember opening. We settle back into bed and we're feeling pretty comfortable about life. And then it starts, the newsreel with newscaster Nancy we saw about 3 months ago on the telly. And she's telling us about that man in West Phoenix who goes around and licks doorbells. And we're thinking to ourselves, has my doorbell been licked? I know, it's a terrible thought, but I've thought about it too, so don't feel bad if you have. One of those people who walks around like a newscaster that got lost. We can always tell those people, the ones who have been watching the news too much. Because whenever you try to make a joke about Covid-19, just to lighten the mood, not because you're not taking things seriously, but just because you can't stand to think about it anymore and you got to take care of yourself and other people, and they'll sit there and say, do you know that it's really serious? Do you know how bad it is? And it's like, yes, of course we do. That's why we're not thinking about it. Tell me, why are you? At that point, if that's you, I would just say, it might not be the best thing for you to go and quarantine yourself, but please do it for us. Sometimes you really have to wonder if the news serves a purpose at all at this point. We've got so many people around the state sitting in their house in the dark, and they're surrounded by that toilet paper they're proud of because they fought for it, but the lights are a little bit dim and they've only got the news coming into them right across the screen and someone saying that so many people have died in New York, and we're just sitting there thinking, what can I do with that information in Wisconsin besides worry? What purpose does that serve for me? Thank you for listening. This has been my report on Covid-19. I suppose it's not something you're used to hearing, but I hope that it brought a smile to your face, and I definitely hope it got your mind off the seriousness of the situation for just a bit. I hope you have a good rest of your day and stay Covid-19 free.